Hello everyone and welcome to OCP Gaming. My name is Jeremy Nichols and of course I am your host. And today we've got Donkey Kong 94 for the Game Boy. We're playing it via the Nintendo Switch and the Nintendo Switch Online, of course the Game Boy portion of it. And this is a great game. This is absolutely phenomenal game. One of the best Game Boy games you could ever get. And there's a lot of people that I've read on TikTok and Blue Sky and Reddit and Twitter or X that thought this was just a port of Donkey Kong, like the arcade game, and didn't realize that it was so much more than that. Of course, you can backflip your way up there, but I don't recall thinking that, and I believe we saw it in magazines and there was more to it. So if anything, that was people, not reading Nintendo Power, right? I love you can throw the hammers up, like you don't have to hold on to them. But obviously they have you replay the beginning of Donkey Kong and you're like, oh, that's it. And then, nope, there's a shitload more to go. I'd love a Donkey Kong remake like this, like if they would, in this style, with this kind of controls and just up the difficulty and replay the 4 levels. Yeah, hell yeah, I'd settle for that. I got no problem with that. Even got the extra guy, I think. Bink. It's always funny to me playing this game where you can do a backflip, you can do a handstand to have a higher jump. And then like in Mario 64, I don't know that it's necessarily a backflip, but it's like a side flip gainer that you can do. I use that a lot in that game as well. Same with Mario Sunshine. Here's where things pick up. I do intend on playing Mario vs. Donkey Kong from the Game Boy Advance and the Switch, because those are phenomenal games as well. So I plan on covering those at some point. And now we're in the big city. And this is when you realize there's way more to this. It actually packs quite a lot into a Game Boy game. For it, I mean, this came out in 1994, so the Game Boy was what, 5 at the time, going on 5, and we were finally getting games that weren't just quick, right? You had to have, I mean, obviously it's a portable, so you have to have games that you can finish easily or whatever. But we were starting to see some developers go, you know what, we can make games that take a little longer, as long as you can save them and come back to them, So like you got your Zelda and your Final Fantasy, what was it, Final Fantasy Mystic Quest, and then you had this, and even Mario 2, the 6 golden coins was a lot longer. I don't know why I jumped all the way up there a minute ago. I needed to get the key. I don't know what I was thinking. What? Da-da-da-da-da-da. Come on. I didn't mean to do that. I meant to spin on it and let go, but whatever. I do like the mix of single screen, and as you get further along, the screen starts scrolling. So as soon as you get used to, oh, it's all on one screen, it switches things up like to this, where it scrolls horizontally, and then it will eventually scroll vertically. Make this climb. Nope, nope, nope. Oh, I thought I was out of the way enough. Damn it. No, not quite enough. I like how he puts his hands up to like show off. Yep, just go. Okay. I was like, yep, just go. Go, go, go. Help, help. And we get something new. Like, there's a constant new thing to deal with, right? New introduction of something to switch things up. Like, it's the effort and the amount of time that they put into this to come up with stuff to keep it fresh throughout the whole thing. Fantastic. I mean, this has to be in the top 5 Game Boy games of all time, right? And I do love that on the Super Game Boy, it had this arcade overlay, like we played it there. Yeah, this shouldn't be a problem at all. There we go. Figures. Could have swore we were gonna get 2 on that one. And this is where it's not just platforming, but some strategy is required. You know, you gotta think about what you're doing. And at least those reset whenever you grab a new one. So your timer resets on them. Because I think there's one level where it's like you have to get to the top of the screen, and all there are those boxes that'll make platforms. Like there's nothing else. I remember that one took a minute for me to figure out. And at some point we'll get to ones that have switches and things like that. Whoa, don't fall now. There we go. There we go. No, you idiot. Because he had to show off. He had to show off doing that stupid jump. There we go. Okay. There we go. Throwing barrels. That's it. Easy peasy. On to the forest. This is when we start getting switches, I think. Shit. You grabbed the ladder instead of jumping. Well, we'll just ride this guy then. There we go. Yeah, it switches. I feel like I need to... just feel like I need to flip that switch. If I didn't, there would have been something wrong. There we go. I like how he shuts the door behind him. The hitboxes are pretty good. They're pretty generous. Where you don't have to worry about... oh shit. Almost died. Maybe I went the wrong way. I think I went the wrong way at first. I think I'm supposed to go down. Shit. Yeah, I messed that up. I need to get the key, come down, flip the switch, and go up the other elevator. Didn't quite work the way I wanted it to. Whew, that almost messed up, didn't it? There we go. Alright. They hand out enough one-ups that I never really worry about running out of guys and getting the game over. Because I think there's a one-up part in every level. bonus games aren't that much fun. I'll say that. Of course, this is Donkey Kong Jr. There we go. Took a second. Another dark, gloomy day. If you haven't picked that up already, you can do that to stop the barrels. Get a little swimming. These guys will actually target you, though. Easy peasy. I feel like we're dealing more with rocks than we are with forest stuff. I think that's what we wanted to do, wasn't it? You dick. Yeah. There we go. I think the door's up there, yeah. Say, everybody calm down there. Trying to run me over. Oh, there's the thunder. There we go. That's almost what I wanted. There we go. That's probably not that much better, but... No, that's not better at all. That's not gonna work. There we go. That's what I wanted. Trap those guys, so I don't have to deal with them. Oh, no. Oh, no! Ah. All because I slipped. Ooh, look at that. Smooth. Almost made it. What kind of luck is that? I'll just do it this way. I won't show off. There we go. Thunder, thunder, thunder. Help, help. Oh. Back flipped right out of the way. Yeah, they give you so many guys. You'd have to be pretty horrible at the game to get game over and, you know, all that. Stupid bird trying to poop on me. There we go. As if there's not enough issues with monsters and spikes. Pits, having to get the door and get the key to the door, there has to be birds. And giant eared, whatever the hell this thing is. Shit. Gotta jump over them is all. Shit. Giant ears, man. Thought I got it to where he wouldn't wake up at all, but I was wrong. One more level left. Climb, climb, climb. No, Lucky I didn't die from that. Now we just gotta make our way down and be as graceful about it as we possibly can be. There we go. End of the forest. Come on, throw one straight down. There you go. Got him. Boom. Not too bad. Alright guys, make sure you check out OCPGAMING.podbean.com for the OCP Gaming podcast and use the code OCPGAMING to save 10% off your next order of Dubby Energy. I use it every day. I would never tell you to use something that I don't use. It works, I promise you. But I think this is where we're going to call it. And we're going to come back and we're going to keep playing our way through Donkey Kong 94. It's awesome. Wrapped up stage 1 and 2. Or world 1 and 2, I guess. And I think we're going to the ship for our next episode. And until next time, farewell.